Hey everyone, quick review of some ammo that's being produced by one of the major players in the firearms industry. Sig Sauer is getting into the ammo business with their Sig V-Crown jacketed hollowpoint. This is the 9mm version, 124 grains. It is not plus P. This is also available in 380, 357 Sig, obviously, 40 and 45 ACP. This ammo was introduced at the SHOT Show in January 2014, and as of this production date, April of 2014, there's not a lot of info on this ammo. I managed to find a couple of boxes at the luckygunner.com site because I'm just not seeing this in my local stores at this point. Paid $22.50 for a box of 20. That's not too bad, but since they ship from East Tennessee, I had to pay sales tax and of course my freight, and I'm looking at about $30 a box. So obviously probably a little bit higher than most folks want to pay, but the option is right now, you either have it at that price or you don't get it. What are the specs on this? Advertised velocity is 1,189 feet per second. It is not marketed as plus P, not designated on the packaging or on the brass itself. So 1189, which is just a little bit lower than the 124s that are plus P in 9mm, and Sig indicates on the website that it's from a 4-inch barrel. Now you see the test gun is not a Sig. This is sacrilegious to use a Glock 19 for testing Sig ammo, but that's what we have. 4-inch barrel, and my velocities are a little bit off. Here are 5 shots measured at 10 feet. Give you a second to take that in, and you can see my average is going to be a little bit low, 1,138 feet per second. That's within 4.5–5% of the advertised velocity. Based on information from the Sig Sauer website, there appears to be a construction element to this bullet that I have not observed previously. The bullet contains multi-layer skives and scores to promote expansion. This is not advertised as a bonded bullet. However, the catalor, which is not uncommon with JHPs, locks the jacket to the lead alloy core. Let's get an example of how this works by firing into a block of Simtest, calibrated to be comparable to 10% ordnance gel. I typically do not put multiple shots on the block. I'm just a little concerned about the points of impact being too close to each other, which would definitely affect the evaluation. But I went ahead and tried it tonight. There's the denim shot, number 1 on the right. And I had to make a decision. Do I want another denim shot or something different? Because the pros, including the FBI and their criteria, will use a bare gel shot or evaluation. So we're going to do that here. Which of the two do you think penetrated the deepest and will have the greatest diameter? Okay, this is the segment from the denim shot, point of entry here, and the largest segment of this permanent cavity begins about the 1-inch mark, runs to 5 and say 5¼ inches. It is approximately 1 inch in diameter running this direction, and if I were to dig in here where the bullet was cutting through, that is about 1/2 inch. So this is half of that cut, so that's about right. One other thing I want to point out, and I could really get in trouble with this, there is a theory known as the ballistic pressure wave with bullet wounds, and some folks believe in that theory, others do not. I'm a believer in it, and every once in a while this structure, this Simtest, and the way I've calibrated it, you can see where the temporary cavity, you can see the waves of that, and if I get the lighting, there it is, you can see it again here and right here. That to me is a snapshot of what happened with the temporary cavity when this first entered, and that energy is just, it's a snapshot of the energy that's being dispersed. Again, I can get a lot of trouble with that because some folks don't believe in it, but again, I'm seeing it. Even with a low velocity handgun round, sometimes it shows up in this structure. So enough of that. We're moving on out, 10, 11 inches. I was calling maybe 12, 12.5. Missed it just by a couple of inches. There's the bullet, expanded nicely. We'll take a look at that in just a moment. There's some denim and the remnants of that hollow point cavity. And the leading edge, after it turns sideways, is 14¾ inches. Not bad. Now we have a segment from the bare gel shot. See if we have a difference here in penetration and expansion. So you see the point of entry, and this, what appears to be a larger cavity, although it stops at about the 4-inch mark, but it is larger and deeper, that's about 3/4 of an inch to 1 inch. So what happened here, because it didn't have that heavy cloth in front of it, this bullet expanded faster or sooner, immediately, and it somewhat reached a max as far as diameter. And what that caused was shallow penetration. Leading edge of this is coming in at 7 inches, and you can see that this bullet expanded pretty much to its break point. We'll take that out and get some comparative measurements in just a second. Here's the denim bullet, max expansion 0.655, but the average is 0.623 inches. There's the high end for the average diameter on the bare gel shot, but the average is coming in at 0.698 inches. On the denim bullet, retained weight exactly 124 grains. Bullet on the bare gel shot, retained weight of 122.6 grains. I anticipated less penetration with the bare gel shot, but not that much less. Focusing on the denim bullet, I was pleased with the level of penetration, as I would hope to achieve a minimum of 12 inches with my personal defense ammo. Recoil is similar to 115 grain full metal jacket loads, and muzzle flash is moderate. While my velocities were off the mark, you may recall that the variance from my low to high readings was only 10 feet per second. The V-Crown appears to be decent ammo, and it will be interesting to see how availability develops as time passes. Thanks for watching.